We've been told our homes are broken, our neighborhoods ghetto. We've been warned we'll have to work twice as hard to get half as far, and we ought to be grateful. We've been trained to be exceptions to the rule, well-spoken tokens that bow to the status quo, the chosen few who make it out the barrio. None of this has shattered our hope. We know plenty of our people are CEO material. Our leadership is not potential. We are a generation of entrepreneurs. We don't need anyone else to believe in our dreams. But if you do catch the vision, you're very welcome to help us manifest it. We want to do more than climb corporate ladders. We want to see lateral community investment. No competition when the aim is to help friends become the best versions of them. Let's grow each other's dreams. Let's heal each other's souls. We've all got things to learn from those on the other side of the tracks. Lay these bricks with me. Let's build our own tables and throw our own feasts. Invite all our neighbors. Let the flavor waft out the window until everyone who told us it's impossible wants to know what smells so delicious. We've been cooking. We've been digging. We've been planting. We've been growing. We've been thriving. We've been living. We've been loving. We've been building. We've been building. We've been building.
Welcome. I'm Baratunde Thurston, and I'm a product of one of those communities you heard about in the opening piece. I'm now a proud national board member of Build.org, and I'm your host for BUILDFest National. To the thousands joining me, thank you for taking time out of your evening to spend with us. And to all of us who've been trapped in this Zoom life, I just want to announce proudly, I am wearing real pants. Yes! This will be the first time we're highlighting Build's impact to viewers all across the country. As I hear those words from the opening piece, let's grow each other's dreams. Let's heal each other's souls. We've all got things to learn from those on the other side of the tracks. I'm reminded of where our country is and how far we have yet to go. With the racial reckoning of the last year hopefully not stuck just in last year, people are searching for ways to rise up and support communities that have been overlooked and underestimated for far too long. Not just for their benefit, but for the collective benefit of us all. We hope you come away from this evening inspired by our young people, angry over social injustice, and prepared to act. That's right, we want you to have all the feels tonight. With your support, we'll be starting to build a new generation tonight. Generation Entrepreneur. Overlooked and underestimated, this generation is ready to rewrite the narrative of who they are and what they're capable of. No longer interested in fighting the old, they're focusing all of their energy on building the new. About 41% plan to become entrepreneurs, and almost half believe they'll invent something that changes the world. This is Generation E, a diverse new generation of entrepreneurial leaders and changemakers. To tell you more about this campaign, I am beyond thrilled to introduce you to the visionary leader behind Gen E, the CEO of Build, Ayele Shakur.
Thank you, Baratunde, and thank you to all of you joining us this evening. As you know, we are living in an unprecedented moment in time. The pandemic, combined with our economic crisis and our nation's racial reckoning, have opened everyone's eyes wide to the historical inequities that have always been here. Even before the pandemic, there were 15 million children living in poverty. 1 out of 4 young people in communities of color were failing to graduate high school on time. And for those who do graduate, they're leaving high school with a diploma from an outdated 19th century industrial age education system, barely equipped to survive in an increasingly modern 21st century digital world. Now more than ever, we need a generation of young people who know how to think and act like entrepreneurs, a generation of doers, a generation that knows how to create and pivot and invent and reinvent themselves. We need a generation of young people who know how to build the life they choose instead of the life they have to settle for. For more than 20 years, Build has been bringing entrepreneurship education to young people in communities that are too often overlooked and underestimated. And now, we are so excited to officially and publicly announce that we are launching a campaign for growth to bring Build to even more students all across the nation. We are building generation entrepreneurs. And by building Gen E, we are building a diverse new generation of entrepreneurial leaders and change makers. Through our Building Gen E campaign, we're bringing Build to new cities all across the country. We've already grown from 10 cities to over 50 cities, and our digital offerings are going far and wide to middle and high schools nationwide. But we're also bringing our own entrepreneurial and innovative approaches to try to change public education as we know it, so that when schools finally reopen on the other side of COVID, they'll be better than normal, because we know that normal was never good enough. We've already raised $7 million towards our $15 million goal. In addition to investments, we need mentors, volunteers, business coaches, school leaders, teachers, community residents, all coming together to seize this moment to build Generation Entrepreneur. This is an urgent moment. The time is now. Let's not let this moment go to waste. Let's build a movement to change America. Let's get to work on building Gen E. Join us.
Our Building Gen E campaign has three main pillars: digital acceleration, geographic expansion, and systemic change. We will leverage these pillars to bring entrepreneurship education to every school in America. Tonight, you'll hear more about each pillar and how you can get involved. Tonight, you will witness the power of Build's first digital offering, with many more to come. Our three teams pitching tonight are three of the top teams across the country who completed Build's COVID-19 Virtual Design Challenge. They innovated in response to our challenge question: how might we help people thrive mentally and physically in the midst of the pandemic? Beyond baking bread and doing puzzles, of course. Each of the teams you'll see tonight won the challenge in their region. With support from their mentors and VIP coaches, they're ready to present to you right now. To start us off, it is my pleasure to introduce you to 5 fabulous ladies from Team Connect. They recently connected with their VIP coach, Heidi Zach, the founder of Third Love, to share their innovation that addresses the challenge of isolation and mental wellness.
I am from East Oakland. We're working towards a gaming app called Connect.
I live in the Bay Area and I'm the co-founder of the app Connect.
I'm from Oakland. I'm the co-founder of the Connect app.
I live in Oakland, California. I go to Lionel Wilson Prep Academy and my team name is Connect.
I am also an 11th grader that attends Lionel Wilson Prep. I have also been in Build since 9th grade.
These amazing students have been working hard on their innovation while adapting to the new normal during this pandemic.
Right now, I'm a part of Build. I'm also a part of a group called Wild A. I'm trying to become a corporate attorney one day. I'm always the first one to speak up. I love public speaking. I know that many of my friends think of it as like shy or they're nervous about it, but I never mind. Being able to create your own product, being able to go to sale events and make a pitch and try to encourage people to actually invest in you, encourage people to see, oh, why should I buy your product over the 100 of others I can buy in the store?
Today, they're joined by Heidi Zach, CEO and founder of Third Love.
Third Love is a brand for the modern woman, focused on elevated essentials, including bras, underwear, loungewear, and more.
Let's take a look at what Team Connect is creating.
Connect is an app that lets people bond with their loved ones both inside their homes and outside in the real world. The app includes digital maps that direct people to fun activities. The app will also include levels of difficulty so people can continue to have fun.
Our app Connects allow people to connect with neighbors and relatives in their area to complete missions with them and to advance to new levels. The app's digital map is used to locate where users can finish tasks and create adventures that could be done indoors and outdoors too for those who are not able to wander outside.
Connect gives you instructions to complete your mission while you're outside and still following social distancing rules. You are also able to create your own servers so that you are able to play with people you know.
The app allows you to create an avatar. Users spend earned coins on clothing and gear for the avatars to show off. Our inspiration for Connect is Pokemon Go and Animal Crossing. Our goal is to help families and friends to bond together during this tough time.
We want Connect to have a life after COVID. We hope that people will find new ways to entertain themselves with their friends and family. Even if our world has changed throughout these months, we need to be connected while being disconnected. Thank you.
I mean, I think that especially right now, but always, right, there's this feeling of loneliness and disconnection that people have from each other. So I love the idea. As you think about, I guess, building out this product, what do you think is going to be the most challenging for you guys as a team?
Before Connect, we were a sunscreen company. Then it was pretty easy. We just break down some natural ingredients, put in a tube, and sell it to people. And now taking on the challenge of actually creating a mobile app that people are able to download on their phones is just knowing the best way to target market people, the best way to get others to know the app, and also most importantly is the development of the app. As said about like Animal Crossing, Among Us, Pokemon Go. The main reason as to why they're really successful games, no matter like who their target market is because of the development and because of like the logos, because of the attachment that people could easily have. So making sure that this is something that everybody can resonate with is definitely going to be the most challenging of them all.
I also think that another challenging part will be since we're not together, because when we created like Berry Inc., we would usually go to someone's house and we'll be together and we're able to talk to each other face to face, and it's really hard to like communicate sometimes with like being over like the phone, because with like texting, some people might not get back to you on time, and it makes everything a little bit more harder than before.
Yeah, being remote and distance from your team, which I personally am as well, it's so hard, especially when you're in that process of being really creative and ideating. I think that's one of the hardest things to do over Zoom. Tell me a bit about what school's been like for you guys this year and how it's going.
School has been very stressful.
I am stuck in my room, like I can't go out in the living room because like my little brother's there, or my brother is in his own room. So like they're all talking, and so like, it's kind of hard to focus. And then my sister, she also has her meetings, and so it's kind of hard to like do my work when other people are talking. And it's also very unmotivating because you're just like so comfortable in your bed.
It is hard. So it's awesome because you guys are actually using your own personal experience to create your business and create your product. And that's how the best kind of products and services get made. It's out of seeing a need, experiencing, the need, and then solving for that need. So it's really, really awesome to see that you guys just didn't sit there with the prior business, but said, let's create something new given what's going on today.
My name is Sadie. I'm the co-founder of the Connect app. I am Generation Entrepreneur.
I am Generation Entrepreneur.
I'm part of Generation E.
Let's give it up for Team Connect. Amazing, y'all. And thank you to Heidi Zach, our VIP coach, for supporting our young people. What we're doing is bringing traditional education into the future with an interactive, gamified 3D experience that's culturally responsive and project-based. AKA is dope. This is not your average Zoom class. Our students are building, creating, and making a difference in their communities using human-centered design to empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test new ideas. When COVID first hit, Bill did what any good entrepreneur would do. We pivoted. We might have freaked out a little bit, but then we pivoted really fast. With all schools closed across the country and around the world, Build moved quickly to launch its first digital offering. There wasn't enough digital content out there that was culturally responsive, project-based, focused on social emotional wellness, innovation, and fun. So guess what? We built it. It's right there in our name. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Build Design Challenge. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business? Creating your own app? Or making a positive change in your community? If so, here's your chance to be the boss. This is an adventure where you can select the path you choose with our help and guidance. We provide the map for your journey. All you need to bring is your time, energy, and imagination to envision a solution you can later bring to life. Along the way, you'll learn a technique called human-centered design. What's that? Let me break it down for you. Human-centered design is understanding who you're designing for, with the focus on your client. If you're new to this, don't worry. You have a unique perspective and voice that we want to hear. After all, who has your experiences, your truths, your outlook on the world? Basically, you have everything you need to create something both useful and inspiring to make someone's life a little easier. So, are you ready to make a difference? Let's build.
We're bringing the best of Build online for students and educators. The challenge has already reached over 3,500 students in over 50 cities across America. Let's hear from some of those students.
I think last year was like a big year on change and being more aware that change needs to happen. People are still being treated unfairly, and day to day with the police or racial discrimination. So I think that last year was a big year on just change and what the people really want to see in society.
It's sad to see it, but it's the reality of our country, and it's time to get past this and move on. But in order to move on, we need everyone coming together and being better.
You want to do something. You want to be the change. I think everyone, especially at this age, they want to see change. They want to see it happen. But then the question is, how? How can I do that?
For example, there aren't many Black women who are business owners. If you were to look at all the CEOs from big companies, they would all be white men. And, as a Black woman who's the CEO of my own company, I just want to push the standing that no matter your standing in society, you can do it.
Thank you, Kaylin. How can you not give money to Kaylin? Come on, let's do this, y'all. Ayele and her team have already raised over half the funding they need thanks to supporters like Comcast, NBC Universal, Bezos Foundation, Gates, and countless others. But the other half left to raise? That depends on you. So go to build.org/donate and I don't know, you could make a monthly donation. You could make a one-time $25 donation. You could make a monthly $25,000 donation or more. I don't know who's watching. There's a lot of money out there. I've seen the stock market. I'm not sitting on all that, but somebody is. And if you got some Bitcoin, we will set up a special wallet just for you. The point is, we need your support. Let's hear from one of those supporters right now.
Build is awesome. The skill set for everyone in the modern world is entrepreneurship. And Build creates that curriculum in a way that anyone, most especially young folks just starting their lives, can learn entrepreneurship and apply it. I'm Reid Hoffman. I encourage you to join me in supporting Build.
My name's Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic, and I'd like to encourage you to learn as much as you possibly can about entrepreneurship. Now is the time we need innovators and change makers for the future. Now more than ever, we have the access to information and technology we've never had before. So please join me and help me build Generation E, Generation Entrepreneurs.
Hi, I'm Delilah Wilson-Scott, Executive Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer at Comcast Corporation. We're deeply committed to creating a more connected and equitable world, which includes supporting a broad range of digital skills training and education programs that are meeting the needs of a changing economy. We believe that advancing digital equity and creating pathways to economic mobility for communities of color drives sustained change and equality. That's why we're proud to support Build.org. The Comcast NBC Universal Foundation has proudly invested over $2 million in support and marketing to bring Build's virtual design challenge to students coast to coast and to develop more culturally responsive digital tools that help build entrepreneurial minds and skills. Our Comcast employees are getting involved too, volunteering with Build students across the country as mentors and business coaches, helping young people bring their ideas and dreams to life. COVID has laid bare so many of the vast inequities in our nation. Now more than ever, we need young people finding their voice and activating for change. Young people are taking the lead. It's our job to equip them with the tools of confidence, communication, collaboration, and problem solving to build a better future. Please join me and all of us at Comcast NBC Universal in building Gen E, a diverse new generation of entrepreneurs starting today.
Thank you, Delilah, and the entire Comcast team for your support. And now, I am so excited to introduce you to a group of brilliant young people from New York City, Team Feel Temple. As part of our COVID-19 Virtual Design Challenge, these high schoolers created a wellness app that helps provide people with the tools they need to improve their mental health. They were excited to share their innovation with VIP coach Brandis Daniel, the founder of Harlem's Fashion Row.
The app that me and my team members made was Feel Temple, and I live in New York.
I'm a high school senior and I go to Bronx Engineering and Technology Academy.
I'm a senior, 17 years old.
These students have been working hard on their innovation while adapting to what passes for normal during this pandemic.
We had visions, we had things that we wanted to do, but because of COVID, now we're stuck home and we can't go anywhere. So we were thinking everybody must be in a plummeted situation where they have their energy's very low. So we wanted to make an app that, uplifts you. Me personally, I feel like there are a lot of people who are going through this, and having that thought of not, being alone and having others share that experience with you, it gives you a little bit of, motivation. Having that community around me in terms of friends and all this, I feel like it really pushed me and kept me going because I thought of a bigger thing than myself. I realized what I was doing this for, not only for me, but for my family as well. So it gave me that drive to continue pushing,
Today, they're joined by Brandis Daniel, founder and president of Harlem's Fashion Row.
Our goal with Harlem's Fashion Row is to connect designers of color to retailers. And we do that by doing really cool collaborations, such as our Nike and LeBron James collaboration sneaker that we brought to life a couple years ago. In addition to a collaboration that we have coming up with Banana Republic.
Let's see what Feel Temple has created.
We created Feel Temple for the sole purpose of giving people an inclusive community, a place where they can express themselves without feeling confined or judged. What is Feel Temple, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. Feel Temple is an app that helps you explore your emotions, learn new things about yourself, and collaborate with others to enhance your well-being during tough times.
As Bjorn said early on, we want to know what makes you you, what makes you happy, what are things you like to do. This is what Feel Temple is all about. Moving on to the personal survey, to go deeper in depth about you, we want to know what's your muse, basically your interests, sports, and music.
Feel Temple then wants to know how you're feeling, so be prompting you with questions and emojis to let them know.
Alongside Mood Thermometer is Your Progress, which records your emotions every day and shows you at the end of the month for improvement.
One of our app users is fascinated with basketball. So they were feeling down a certain day, and we wanted to give them an inspirational quote from arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. Another one of our app users loves music, so we gave them an inspirational quote from the incredible artist known as Kanye West.
Field Temple then has a section that allows for one-on-one time with youth counselors to help with personalized attention. Field Temple also has another section that allows their clients to have breathing exercises sent to them to help with short-term stress relief.
At the end of your app usage, you're prompted with the final survey, which asks you, how do you feel after today's session? What is something new you learned about yourself or someone else? And how would you rate today's experience on a scale of 1 to 10, and why? We will fortify your mental state.
Thank you.
That was incredible. Incredible. Wow. I love it. What kind of sponsors do you see being totally into this?
Quick names, LeBron James, probably like Kevin Hart. I think he's a big fan of like mental health and all that. The Rock as well. Yeah, just big influencers right now that are like, motivational.
And okay, so tell me about entrepreneurship. Is that something that you see for your life?
Ever since I was a freshman, I've been introduced to Build, and they gave us an opportunity to create our own products. And ever since like that creation and like just being able to create something for yourself, seeing it flourish, like we sold 50 of them for $10 each. And like, that was really exciting. So ever since then, I wanted to meld like some type of technology with entrepreneurship.
I love that the app, you can do good and have a business as well, right? A lot of times we think that they have to be separate, but you can have a business that does good and doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a nonprofit, right? And so HFR, my company, is not a nonprofit, but we are a business that do good. I'm really cautious about my friend group, about the people who are around me, about the team that I put around me. And you guys are building your team now. Even as teenagers, like the people who you keep close in your space, that's your team. And, there's this saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so you can't choose family. Family is family. We love family. But you do get a chance to choose who are those other 5 people that you spend the most time with, because they're going to have a really big impact on like how far you go.
Hi, my name is Bjorn Etienne, and I am a part of Gen E.
I am part of Generation Entrepreneur.
I am Gen E, the new generation of entrepreneurs.
Whew, wow. Just congrats, Field Temple. Just look at what Gen E is capable of. Building Gen E's geographic expansion is about bringing the beauty of Build and great teams like Field Temple to more and more schools and community centers across the nation. Build is no longer limited to the Bay Area, Boston, New York, and DC. With our satellite program, we're now in Los Angeles, what's up? Philly, Tucson, and Phoenix. We're coming soon to Pittsburgh and Memphis, so watch out. And look, wherever you're sitting right now, we can bring Build to your community. We're expanding with a focus on equity and justice, investing in communities that need us most and who we need most. It's about unlocking, unleashing, and tapping into young people's brilliance in schools all over the nation. Literally hundreds of teachers are already teaching the Build class across the country, and we wanted to share some of their experiences with all of you. Check this out.
I think in order for things to be equitable, students in all sorts of neighborhoods that look like mine, the one that I teach in, should have access to Build's particular model of entrepreneurship education. And we're at a great moment to make sure that students have access to the work that we do and to our curriculum. Build really seeks to kind of be the accelerator of building Generation E across the country. And I think that it's extremely important work. We're learning a lot about the world that students want to live in. and the world that students want to create for themselves. And like I tell students all the time, the system around us that we're navigating in was built too, right? And so we can build another system. You know, I think my generation talked a lot about tearing down the system, you know, but instead our students talk about maybe building a new one.
Thank you to all the teachers and educators who are watching back home. It's been a difficult year, and we respect you and we love you for your hard work, for your perseverance in these ridiculously unprecedented, exhausting, exacerbating, I can't even find another word to describe, times. Educators, if you're watching us tonight right now, Build has free online curricula and teacher training and resources you need to bring the COVID-19 Virtual Design Challenge into your classroom right away. Again, it's free, and all you have to do is sign up at build.org/virtual. Just use the link right down there.
To me, being an entrepreneur is about having a vision and trying to lead other people to try to make that real. When I was a kid, I felt like there were so many people telling me like what I couldn't do, like all the time. And I love that Build as an organization challenges young people to say, what could you do? And I think that attitude and that question will really serve them well through their whole life. I support Build because I want to see more young people doing what they've always wanted to do. Please join me in supporting Build.
Welcome, Jenny. Generation Entrepreneur. Why entrepreneurship? I've always looked at entrepreneurs as the ushers of the future. You guys are able to see a problem or to look around the bend at problems to come and actually do something about it. Build gives you guys those tools. The jobs, the services, all of those different things that you are able to create with your hands and with your mind are unbelievable. Join us as we build Generation E, a new generation of entrepreneurs. And please join me in supporting Build.
Now, let's hear from a household name in the world of entrepreneurship.
You've heard them all before, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, but you even know what those letters even stand for? I don't, but I'll give you a hint. They mean nothing. It's time to build a new generation, a generation of innovators, decision makers, and doers with executional skills. It's time for Generation Entrepreneur. Remember, entrepreneurship is not about the greed of money. It's about the passion of pursuing an idea, building a company, creating jobs, and realizing the American dream. And if you're successful, you'll set yourself free and control your own destiny. So you too can wear Vietnamese fishing pants on a tropical island anytime you want. But you're not going to get there listening to me talk. So now let's all get back to work, get this show on the road, and help launch the careers of some spectacular entrepreneurs. Let's meet the next Generation E right now.
I'm pleased to introduce the final team this evening, Savory Sounds. They combine two of my favorite things, food and music, to help spice up those old dinner routines. They recently met with their VIP coach, Arlen Hamilton, founder of Backstage Capital, to share the experience they've been cooking up.
My name is Clayton, and I am from Boston, Massachusetts. I am 17 years old, and I attend the Dearborn STEM Academy.
My name is Kaylin. I am a 12th grader at the Dearborn STEM Academy.
You could say the students on this team have been mixing and cooking up a lot of innovation during these weird and tiring pandemic times.
I was born and raised in Cabo Verde, a country in Africa. I was born in a city called Praia, and I moved to the United States back in 2014 for a better education for myself. A good thing that's happened from COVID is that I've been able to concentrate on myself more and concentrate more on my family too. I've noticed things that I didn't notice before about myself, and it's kind of crazy that I didn't know about it. Play with our dog, who's like usually running around and messing everything up, popping up in class, saying hi to my teachers and stuff. I know how tired we all must be feeling. But we just need to keep pushing and not give up. That's what the world wants us to do. But we need to keep moving. We need to keep stepping up and growing.
Today, they're joined by Arlen Hamilton, founder of Backstage Capital.
We are a boutique venture capital firm based in Los Angeles. We invest in underrepresented, underestimated founders across the country and now across the world. We have invested in more than 170 of those companies since 2015. And we're very excited to see what the students have to present today.
Let's see what Savory Sounds has been making.
Savory Sounds is a platform where you're able to hold virtual events where people can come together as a community to listen to music that brings you life and food that spices up your life.
Savory Sounds hosts chefs, professionals, or amateurs, and DJs that bring savory sounds to people at home. When people sign up for an event, they join by video such as Zoom, and chefs demonstrate the cooking process and the people at home follows along with the music from the musicians playing in the background. People can buy the ingredient package directly from the platform ahead of their event and have delivered to them in time to start the event. Every event is also celebrated by a certain culture, so that meal and the music represents that culture.
For example, if the chef is cooking something from France, then the musician would have some French music playing in the background. People can also make requests for certain cultures, and the platform helps organize each event. People can use the chat to ask the chef questions, ask the musician, or just to each other to learn more and get help cooking. Once the food is done, everyone can stay in the Zoom and show their creations, eat, and chat with each other and play cultural trivia, while the musicians keep performing for the entertainment of the people.
You can view the events created by us in your region coming up. You also get alerts and reminders for any events you sign up for. We also provide a way for you to sign up for certain events on different dates, where you can also enter your scheduled events.
People can participate in events by paying for them one at a time or buying a subscription that allows you to join several events over time. The fee covers the cost of the chefs and musicians and the food if the ingredients are bought to the site.
Our target market are adults ages 18 and up who have been busy and disconnected from their families and friends during this pandemic and just want to reconnect and have an easy, safe way to socialize with each other since we are limited being out in public. Savory Sounds creates a safe place where people could interact in fun ways. We are Savory Sounds, where music tastes good. Thank you for your time.
It does what a great pitch does, which is make the investor want to learn more as soon as possible. The way that you got so to the point with what this is and it described it, I think it's really, really good. Like, how did you even get connected to Build?
Since 8th grade, my Build teacher told me, like, I need you next year for Build. I feel like you have great energy. I'm going to need you in there. You're going to crush it. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And now it's like, it has changed my life. It had like such a positive impact that it has made me think of what I want to do in college.
Yeah, that's big. That's big for you all to know that you want to go to college, that what you want to work on. You need more people in the jobs that you're doing, the careers that you're doing to represent. How do you imagine money can be made from that? Are people buying tickets to this?
Well, we were thinking, right? So, you want to make commissions for not only the app itself, but for the chefs and the musicians. So we were trying to think of, what could we do to possibly, gain that income? And then we realized that we could just do either you pay per event or you can buy a subscription so you can get the next 5 events available.
You've actually figured out something that it takes a lot of much older people a longer time to figure out if you business model. So that's great. Maybe if you had thought of this before, it would have been localized to your own city. But now you can reach people in other countries with this idea, So it's actually it can be both. It can be limiting, but I like to flip things a little bit in my head so I can be more positive about it.
My name is Glayton. I am 17 years old. I'm a part of Savory Sound, and I am a part of Generation Entrepreneur.
Okay, pop quiz. Remember those 3 pillars of building Gen E? Geographic expansion. That's cool, more build in more places. Digital acceleration. Now we're going farther, faster, better, stronger, online. But what if the whole education system in America looked and felt like Build? That's what I'm talking about. How far can we go with that idea? Our nation is experiencing a racial reckoning, and COVID has opened our eyes much wider. We spent the last 20 years at Build helping students navigate an educational system that was never built for equity. We've been teaching them to survive. Now we need to change the system itself with a focus on racial equity and social justice. This is why the third pillar of our Building Gen E campaign is systemic change. What if every student in every public school in America was learning to think and act like an entrepreneur, developing entrepreneurial mindset and skills like communication, collaboration, and problem solving? What if we could use innovation to completely reimagine public education? We can't build Gen E without building a better school system. That's why we're now working with school districts on reimagining the future of education. And we're promoting efforts to make entrepreneurship a requirement in every high school across the nation. Still not convinced by the power of entrepreneurship? Let's talk to two students that have experienced the entire Build journey and want to share how entrepreneurship has impacted their professional lives. Today, I'm joined by two amazing Build alumni.
My name is Natalie Branham. I am a Build alumni and I'm a part of Gen E.
My name is Isis. I'm a Build alumni and I'm a part of Gen E.
I was actually a part of their first program in Washington, D.C. The one thing I think I love the most about the program is the confidence that it gave me, being a 14-year-old Black girl from Washington, D.C., who was the CEO of her own company. And from then on, no one could tell me that I couldn't do anything. Honestly, like that confidence has carried with me throughout my entire life and since I've been in the program.
So what are you doing with that confidence today?
Well, now I am starting my career as a screenwriter. About 3 years ago, I wrote my first script and it took, again, about 3 years. But in November, I signed to Issa Rae's management company, Color Creative. And since then, things have been taking off for me.
I would love to know how Build changed, if it did, the way you saw yourself or the goals you set for yourself in your career.
I think that I really realized the power in my own voice. I mean, my mother always told me, make sure you realize like how much power you have, your ideas and your creativity. But I think that, Build kind of really helped me hone that in for myself and realizing, how important it is in the business world or just any world or any career that you go into to really voice your opinions and that your opinion matters. And definitely like diversity of thought. It's not always just physical diversity, it's also diversity of thought, where you come from, what you've experienced in your life. I think that Build really helped me do that.
As a 43-year-old, I feel really qualified now to say I am very impressed with young people these days. I'm also very pleased to introduce Build's founder and our national board chair. Please welcome Suzanne McKechnie-Clark and Roy Hirschland.
Baratunde, thank you so much. We are so lucky to have you in the Build family. Roy and I were so excited about this night, about the opportunity to change out of pajamas, about the opportunity to celebrate all the extraordinary work that Build is doing. And at the same time, we know things are very difficult for people right now, and the Build students are no exception. So tonight we are celebrating the resilience and the future of our beautiful Build young people.
Well, Suzanne, tonight's the big night because we are launching Build's Gen E campaign. We're going to bring entrepreneurial education to schools all across the country. I know entrepreneurship changed my life. It changed your life, Suzanne's, and a lot of people watching tonight. Often Build's Gen E students are underserved and overlooked, and we are going to change that. So our Gen E campaign is about to launch. Thanks to all of you.
Absolutely. And Roy, I founded Build in 1999 with just 4 students with the hope that entrepreneurship could transform education. And today the Build program is in 53 cities, and we are poised to reach tens of thousands of more young people who deserve this shot?
Well, we need all your help and your support so that we can bring Build to tons of students and schools and communities all across the country. So please use the link right below. Help spread the word and bring Build's mission all across the country.
Absolutely. Use this link because there are students who are clamoring for this engaging curriculum that's teaching real-world skills. And we believe that with your support, we could reach so many more of Gen E. If we could raise $100,000 collectively tonight, we could bring Build to new communities across the country. We have states that want Build serving their students, and we want to deliver.
So I know, Suzanne, you and I talk about this a lot, but I like to imagine a generation where entrepreneurship is a skill that every high school student masters. I mean, imagine a country where thousands of students were learning entrepreneurship through Build.
I think it's possible, and I believe that with our fearless leader, Ayele Shakur, and the Build team, our supporters, and the extraordinary volunteers and mentors, we can achieve that vision. So tonight is the night to be big and bold. Click on that link. Give big, give bold.
What inspired me about Build and what encouraged me to join the board is really one of the things that entrepreneurship has given me. Is really a confidence to, again, create something from nothing and have the possibility and the potential to actually build something that may affect the world and may be seen by the world, may have a positive impact upon the world. I think Build has really distilled what it means to be an entrepreneur down to a level where anyone can really learn lessons from that and use it to think about not just how to build a business, but how to live their life. I support Build because I believe it gives students the tools of entrepreneurship, which gives us self-confidence. Please join me.
Now, it's up to all of you watching at home. What part will you play? You can mentor. You can invest in our young people. You can help bring Build to your community. You can help us evangelize entrepreneurship education across the nation. Now is your time to shine and step up to support our future leaders. If you've been looking for an opportunity to stand up and fight for racial justice, here is your moment. If you think entrepreneurship education is just as important as geometry in this fast-changing world, here is your moment. If you want to help build a new generation, a generation that possesses the confidence to break down barriers and build a world better than the one they found, here is your moment. If you're like me, you're ready for change. You're ready to be the change. This is a movement. It can be when you join it. So here is your moment to join our movement. We want you, we need you with us. Get involved today and join us in Building Gen E by clicking the link below. Let's build.
Yeah.
One more time.
We're building Generation E, a diverse new generation of entrepreneurial culture leaders and change makers. A generation of entrepreneurial thinkers, dreamers and doers. All of the underserved and underestimated for far, far too long. Yeah, it all starts with a dream, envisioning what you want. Looking in the mirror, just wondering who you are. Many days gone by and still nothing to flaunt. So then you start fronting to take yourself out the funk. Half the time it don't work for you. School be trying to break you down, teaching you the wrongs in the system that'll take you out. How can you rely on something that don't apply to your life? We need lessons in class that teach us so how to fly. My hands up. Sitting in the back of this class, trying to learn a piece of math through the hole in my mask. Never thought I had to ask to get a breather in my own space, a breath of fresh air. I thought you never would ask, cause it's the truth. Someone's gotta show us the path. Knowing the youth got all the energy to learn from our past. It's my message to the youngest. No one else love them. Your purpose in this life to be the best as you can. We must build. Build we must. Build we must. I said we must build. Build we must. Build we must. I said we must build. Build we must. Build we must. I said we must build. Build we must. Build we must. This the generation entrepreneur. This the generation where working for yourself is cooler. This the generation fit to bring us all the solutions. Generation equality, no faking the movement. Generational wealth taught to the youngest of students. A CEO at 12, imagining what they could build with. Generator for generations, build we must and build we trust. What's more realer than us? They can't stand it, but it's not like they keep teaching us stuff. They ain't caring enough. History's calling their bluff. First the pandemic, then the revolution. And we keep getting lost in the institutions. I'ma put it to the kids, put it to the future. Then fund their ideas to heal the world sooner. They got me with my hands up. Yeah, but this time we learning to move. It's overly due. Build we must. Build we must. Said we must build. Build we must. No matter what. Build we must. I said we must build.